So, after a week in the waiting, we finally have a new chapter for One Piece 853, of its name, not here. Now, before we go on, yes, I believe the video is a little bit darker than usual. It is raining here, something that hasn't been in quite a while, I dare say. There's been at least 2 or 3 months, something like that, when there hasn't been a rainy day like this one. And that's also the reason why I am tucked up like this, because it's kind of cold, and I hope you guys can't hear the sound of the rain. If you can, I do hope it doesn't bother you a lot. But without further ado, warnings out of the way, let us begin with this week's chapter because I am very, very curious to see what's coming out of this. Okay, so yet another fan cover request, this time around Bartolomeo and Gambia crying with some, okay, sea turtles bawling their eyes out as they listen to Bartolomeo and Gambia recount with tears in their eyes anecdotes of the Straw Hats. Okay, anyway. Okay, treasure room. Yes. So, okay, yeah, Mama captured Brook. And she's like, oh, so precious. Oh my god. What an adorable creature. Every last part of him is bones, and yet he's alive. A miracle. Your fighting was quite wonderful too, Soul King. Oh, Jesus, poor Brook. It seems the chest soldiers are absolutely terrified of you. To think the Soul King himself, you're their arch enemy. But you won't be able to defeat these three. Ooh. Napoleon the Bicorn, Zeus the Thunderhead, and Prometheus the Sun. They're special. They're basically my clones. I've given them my soul directly. Ooh. The level of their souls is completely different. Oh, okay. So the question of Brook actually be able to manipulate them is kind of out of the way. And the fact that they were also tools, I mean, they can still be tools, but with Big Mom's soul. Okay, there's nothing in his clothes, and there's nothing in the cylinder either. He didn't steal a thing. Then I guess everything's okay, Soul King. Oh, poor Brook. He's like, this is so disgraceful. How embarrassing. Oh, the poor thing. Why, Brook? Why? Sorry for suspecting you. Leave alone the tobacco, even a rubbing of the poneglyph. There's no way I'd let any of that stuff get stolen from under my nose. If someone were to make off with those things and find their way to Laftel again, I'd look like an idiot, right? I won't ever make the same mistake I did back then with Roger. What? Oh my god. So Big Mom already had her road poneglyph back when Roger was doing his journey, so is it safe to admit that Big Mom was a Yonko already? I mean, I had my suspicions on that, but nothing of affirmative, but it appears to be so. So in the time of Roger, Big Mom was a Yonko. Could Roger have been a Yonko? I have had it thinking on who the four Yonkos of Roger's time could have been, but yeah, well, let us keep going. That's a topic for another day. He used some strange power that involved hearing the voice of all things or something to read the damn thing. But we've got our own ace in the hole that will one day develop the same power, though. How can that be? I thought the voice of all things was an inherited thing. Unless she's made a son slash daughter with the race of whom that power originates from. But that means that Luffy, Momonosuke, Roger, It means that they needed to be from that same or have ancestry in that same race. Okay, we're gonna be the next one to make it. The next ones to make it to Raftal. Oh, my cute pudding, and pudding arrives. Goddamn pudding! My cute pudding, I was just talking about you, and here you are. What's the matter? Did your third eye manage to achieve true opening? So, is it meant to be pudding? Is pudding going to achieve the power to hear the voice of all things? Is that the power of the three-eyed race? Could it be? Okay, let's move on. Maybe they'll shed some light on that. Come on, Mama, that's all you ever talk about. It's true. She's only interested in her children's power. So I'm a half breed, you know. There isn't even any guarantee that I'll ever awaken such a power anyway. Sorry, but there's no denying the fact that you've got the blood of the strange three-eyed tribe running in your veins. Pudding is a three eyes, mustn't let on that we are acquainted. That bone man made it all the way out here. Well, he's been captured, should be fine. Say, Mama, I want to talk to you about something, but it's a bit embarrassing to say here. Can we go to your room? Oh, sure, let's go. Yeah, right, now play the fool. Goddamn kid. Third floor courtyard. Get him Viscount. Oh, what the hell? Tamago is a chicken! And there he goes again. He gets cut and you comes out of all the fruits. A Zoan. Well, a Zoan, a chicken Zoan. Oh god. So it appears that the next evolution is Count Chicken. From Baron Egg, which appears to be the first transformation, to Viscount Chicken and then to Count Chicken. Every time it breaks, he is reborn stronger. The Tama no Mi. Duke Chicken is a true knight, fear him. If he evolves, you'll be nothing more than dust at his feet. Stop him, I don't feel like waiting around. Stop! Alright, I guess it ends here. Bombs you bastard, you play. Ooh! There are a lot of you soldiers clustered around here. As a decoy, I couldn't wish for anything more. So even Tamago has been blown up. Ooh, there's a mirror. He has been saved. Pedro has been saved. Yes. Haha. He's gone to the mirror world. Sorry about that. Oh, Pedro. I was the one surprised, to tell you the truth. Who would ever expect being called to from inside a mirror? You still managed to come up with a plan like this in barely a few seconds. Okay. Okay, nice. Ooh. Carrot is I mean, it's not specifically correct, but one can't deny that the lady has style. The lady has the styles. I wish I could draw as well as she can. At least she's not Kanjuro. Jesus, imagine Carrot with Kanjuro's fruit. Anyway, that long-haired girl just ran by me. Sonami's escape. Is Luffy with her? She's with Boss Jinbei. Oh right, they don't know about Jinbei being there. Brook, Pedro, Nami, and Luffy know about Jinbei. Requesting Minister class backup. We can't stop Straw Hat Luffy. Sanji, where are you? Okay, Luffy is just running around, kicking everyone. And I believe Reiju just pulled him in. Yes, Reiju just pulled him in. Sanji's sister, what was that for? I'm in a hurry here. You're looking for Sanji, aren't you? He was here till but a moment ago. Really? Where'd he go? We've been tricked by Pudding. She says she's gonna kill him. Okay. You learn about it just now. I tried to convince him to run. If they're in real danger, I'll even go to the East Blue if I have to. I'll save them. Oh, I know you would. Would you like something to eat? No, I'll only eat food you make. And yes, Sanji will go to that place and he'll take the bento and Luffy will pick up the bento and eat it full. Because I know that's how Luffy is. But I see so Sanji knows about pudding. I'm glad he wasn't tricked. Everything besides that's already been done. Okay, thanks Sanji's sister. Where are you going? That's our promised place is not here. Okay. Do you not care if this man loses his head? You're the sacrifice, Sanji. As long as you don't run away, everything will turn out just peachy. At tomorrow's wedding ceremony, the Van Smoke family will be slaughtered. Go home, you low-life pirates. There's no going back now, Luffy. Something just fell down from the sky. My house, a person. Angry but hoping. I gotta wait for him at that place. Chapter 853. And it was a small chapter. I gotta say, I was expecting for a bigger chapter. I wanted a bigger chapter, if nothing else. But it was a good chapter. I can't say it was not. There were a lot of situations that were shown to us. The situation of Brook, Pedro versus Tamago, even the mirror world, and now Luffy's search for Sanji. The only thing that was left out kind of was Nami and Jinbei, but I guess they are just running around trying to catch up with Luffy, or at least go and find the others. So I believe that next chapter, what probably going to happen is Chopper and the gang will be able to find Nami and Jinbei, and Sanji and Luffy may meet in the end of the chapter, in the right end of the chapter. Or they might meet before and we get a conversation between the two of them. Maybe a sort of Sanji apology, like him pressing himself down while Luffy numbs on the bento. I mean, no, I say numbs, but he'll just pick the bento and like open wide and just and then be there digesting cardboard and everything. So that's how Luffy goes. So yes, I was really surprised with Big Mom saying that Roger stole her poneglyph. Because that puts Big Mom as a Yonko at Roger's time, or at least in possession of the poneglyph. So I said that I had an idea for who the four emperors of Roger's time were. So I believe that okay, Big Mom was one of them, and Whitebeard was already a Yonko by then. The other two, I think, were Cheeky the Golden Lion and Roger. Now, after Roger's imprisonment and subsequent execution, his place as a Yonko was forfeit, of course. It remained vacant until Shanks arrived and took the place. And Cheeky's place, because as if you remember from episode 0 or chapter 0, after Roger's imprisonment, Cheeky went to Marineford to attack Marineford, and he was defeated by Sengoku and Garp, and was captured and sent to Impel Down. So, I believe that Cheeky's place was occupied by Kaido, and that made the first three Yonkos of the modern era, Kaido, Big Mom, and Whitebeard, who were already Yonkos back then, and then a few years later, 20 years later, or if not 20, something along the lines of 10 years later, post Roger's execution, Shanks took Roger's place as a Yonko. So, just a little off topic from the chapter, just to keep the theory veins going. But yes, overall, I enjoy this chapter. I'm really sad about what happened to Brook. I was really hoping he could do something more than what he did. But, I mean, he already did a lot, don't get me wrong. He was able to withstand against the Yonko for quite a while. But it's just a little bit sad that he's in that position, being treated like a pet. But another thing, what is this three-eyed race vibe? Is the third eye like an allegory for the all-seeing eye? And instead of hearing, it can see everything, and thus it can read poneglyphs. I know it would be pretty overpowered, but then again, it's a power that needs to be awakened. And maybe it has a small chance of not awaken. So it could be something similar to the voice of all things, but it could be a sort of sight, the sight of all things. Because Big Mom says that we've got our own ace in the hole that will one day develop the same power. She says the same, but I believe it's same in principle, not application. Because the voice of all things is literally to hear the voice, like to hear and speak with the inner voice of something. Like like recently in the anime, they got to the part where Momonosuke and Luffy hears Anisha's voice. That's that's the voice of all things. I believe that Pudding's power and the three-eyed race power is an allegory for the all-seeing eye. That's why they have the third eye. It's a comparison to the all-seeing eye. And I believe that when they awaken such power, they will be able to see and understand and translate sort of all the mysteries, sort of calling it the mysteries of an object. There will be no barriers, whether it's by language, which is not really a problem because the One Piece world is a one language world. But there's the poneglyph language, so I believe that's useful in those terms. I don't know if it could be used in anything else, like if it could be some sort of prying eye that would be able to unveil a person's true intentions. Like if a person is lying or hiding something, the person with the third eye and the power awaken can sense, can see that person's true intentions. I don't know. It's an idea to work on. I was really interested by it, and it's of course that Pudding will awaken it. If it was mentioned, Pudding is going to awaken it sooner or later, even in this saga or not. I don't think she will be able to unlock it in this saga because, as I always say, the Whole Cake Saga is drawing to a close. We don't know exactly when, but she's drawing to a close. So Tamago's devil fruit was also interesting. It's a different kind of Zoan. He is able to change between various forms, at least three forms that we know of. So it was interesting. It was a different sort of fruit. He apparently was blown up while already in his count chicken form. So we don't know whether he survived or whether he's how hurt he is. And I believe that's it for this chapter. As I said, it was not an action intensive chapter, but it was a good chapter. I believe these next few chapters will be more of setting up than anything else, because they really gotta set up the ending of this saga, which, as by all these words, it's drawing closer and closer by the chapter. So I believe you guys. I believe you guys have enjoyed it. Well, how presumptuous of me! I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and this chapter as much as I have. Please do let me know your opinions on these chapters' revelations in the comment section down below. And I hope you don't matter the state of the time. And I hope you guys didn't suffer much from the rain noise. And as well, I hope you forgive my indumentary choices, but it's really, really cold, and I was in need of feeling a little bit cozy. Now, I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I'll see you later today or tomorrow with the live reaction of this week's chapter of Boku no Hero Academia. I see you guys then. Bye bye.